You don't have to burn the candle at both ends or burn a hole in your pocket to see the stadiums and arenas of Bern, Switzerland. Because here they are. PostFinance Arena. This video is not sponsored of course, but I've got to say, if you are planning on purchasing a post, or a stake for that matter, PostFinance is the best place to go. I took out a loan with PostFinance 12 years ago, and now I'm the proud owner of a post. If you can't afford an entire post or a stake, you can instead purchase a stake in a post or a stake. With PostFinance. PostFinance. Do it for the post. PostFinance Arena is the place to go if you want to see some top tier ice hockey. In an old school yet very impressive venue. The arena's biggest claim to fame is the fact that this here is the world's largest standing room only terrace at an indoor arena. It makes up over half of the arena's capacity. Speaking of the capacity, it is the largest of any arena in Switzerland. It can hold over 17,000. The club does certainly put that capacity to good use. Another distinctive feature is the wooden arched roof, which not only looks great, but lets in plenty of light due to its translucent nature. Not the wood part, obviously, that's pretty opaque. It is one of the oldest venues in the Swiss Hockey League, and so there have been proposals to build a new arena within the coming years. We'll have to see what happens to that. I'll be sure to keep you posted. I might post a video about it. Nah, probably not. Post. Stadion Neufeld. You might be surprised to hear that this stadium has a capacity of 14,000. I mean, that is still less than the arena we just saw, but it doesn't even look that big. That is partially because 11,000 of the capacity is coming from standing places. If there's one thing we've learned, is that they really enjoy standing in Bern. It does burn extra calories, but after a while your calves start to burn. I'm gonna stop with the burn talk. As you may have guessed, the name Neufeld means new field. It is 101 years old, but I guess it's new compared to the Great Pyramid of Gibraltar or whatever. So fair enough. Suitably, the architecture does have that charming old school look to it. Well, I wouldn't call the terracing charming, but the one and only proper grandstand is, and this little pavilion next to it's kinda cute, it's like a little chalet. The ground is home to several clubs, of the football and athletics variety, the main one being FC Bern, but also the youth team of the biggest club in town plays here. The first team plays at this ground. That club, by the way, is called Young Boys. And fittingly, they play at a stadium with a name that is funny to immature people, for example, Young Boys, and myself. The name is Stadion Wankdorf. Dorf means like town or village, and yeah, so this stadium is located in Wanktown. I think Wanktown has a large diaspora across the world, as I've heard many people being referred to as wankers. That must be the demonym for Wankdorf. So you know, like people from Bern are called Bernese, but if you're specifically from Wankdorf, you're a wanker. Not many of the wankers that I've met speak German though, so I don't really know what's going on there. Anyway, whilst it does have a funny name, it is one of the largest and most technologically advanced stadiums in the country. The roof, which shelters all of the seats, was partially inspired by the wings of a plane. I can see that. Much like the wings of a plane, these roofs are made of solid matter. However, unlike most aeroplanes, this roof has a huge solar array up top. This one not only provides the stadium with electricity, but a couple hundred of the nearby homes as well. It does seem that the Swiss lead the way when it comes to stadium solar output, despite the fact that all those mountains probably get in the way for half the day. Anyway, I love the colour scheme of yellow and charcoal. It probably started out as black and yellow, but it's just faded a little. Wankdorfhalle. Halle at your boy from Wanktown. Wanktown obviously has to have an indoor venue. Not everyone is so brazen as to enjoy themselves out in the open. This is quite small and insignificant compared to the stadium, but when it comes to Wanktown, the size matters very little. It is certainly an intimate venue. I believe it's mostly used for handball. No surprises there. But all sorts of sports regularly take place here. I love that there are plenty of skylights, so it's very bright in the day and night, but only in the night if there's electric light. Perhaps this too is powered by the solar panels on the stadium. So there you have it, Bern baby Bern. As for my favourite Bernese sports venue, I think I'm going to go for the antiquated yet charming PostFinance Arena. So often the interior of an arena is something straight out of a catalogue, but not this one. Now it's time for Extra Time. Joining me today is Helmut Schmeller, who is a fan of young boys. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to talk to this guy.
But I didn't choose my name.
Thanks for watching. Have
This
a good
is
one.
so unfair.